Ooh, get him, boy. Get him, Sarah. Get him, boy. Get him, Sarah. Ooh, get him, boy. The breed is a great companion as well as a protective breed. They are tough. They need that alpha direction. You must train him because he's powerful. These dogs are very dominant dogs. My name is Otemo. Everyone knows me as OT. My breed is the corso, and you can see here, this is one of my corsos. So I'm with Watcher Kennels. Watcher Kennels, we have like about 4 or 5 distinguished gentlemen. We also have a director in Watcher Kennels. He's not here. Okay, that's a good question. To find out if the corso is suitable for first-time owners, actually, I wouldn't advise a corso for a first-time owner for the following reasons. You can see he's a very hyper dog, and if you are someone who has never owned a dog before, it's not a good idea for you to start up with a corso. These dogs are very dominant dogs. They need people who can ascertain dominancy and training. So you being the first-time owner, you may not know that you need to devote your time in training these dogs properly and giving them that leadership they need. So you may not know that. However, if you are someone who can learn and you can learn very well, you are willing to study about the breed very well, and you are someone who has the time to invest into the dog, then yes, you can also have it, right? Because the breed is a great companion as well as a protective breed. So both ways, if you need it for protection, yes, you can have it, but you must learn certain things. You must learn how to behave around the dog. You must be able to ascertain your dominance on the dog. You must be the leader of the pack, the alpha. Very, very important. Okay, so when it comes to training, usually I would advise that you get the service of a professional. In Watcher Kennels, we have a professional trainer who has been with us from time, and the dogs are doing very well. So if you personally you want to learn how to train a corso, you have to first of all know that at least 5 minutes of your time every day, you must spend at least 5 minutes of your time every day with the dog. It's extremely important. You might say, but 5 minutes is not too small. It's not. Actually, it's not. And you tell your dog, sit, you show him how to do it. There are so many articles of this thing. These are basic commands. It's very, very easy for you to do basic commands. The difficult part there is time. And once you can just put your time to it, you don't have any problem. Once you can put your time to it, you'll have a very solid dog. Very, very important. Socialization is key. Early socialization. So from 6 weeks, you start socializing your dog. Ensure the dog gets to know people that you want the dog to know, your immediate family. That's if you don't want to use him for protection. You understand? He has to know the immediate family, has to know whoever is in the house. Take it out for to go and see scenarios, different scenarios. You know, you can take the dog to the beach, you can take the dog to the road where cars are passing and the dog is hearing the sounds of cars, is not seeing them as threats. So these trainings are all done from an early age. Well, just like every other dog, feeding, it has to do with your power, where your power reach. So, you might say, what do you mean? What I mean is that some of us, we use the dry food. I don't need to start telling you the cost of dry food, but we use dry food and we supplement with chicken. And then, of course, you have to do the multivite in case you have anything missing. Good boy. So in case you have anything missing, and you have to put the supplement into it, right? So it's very, very important. Chicken, feeding, do it regularly, once a day for the adult dogs. For puppies, small portion, tiny portions, as much as 3-4 times a day, but very, very small portions. I'll let you guys on a secret. The secret is keep your dog hungry. Keep your dog hungry when feeding. Don't feed till the dog is so filled up and the food is there and he can't eat. No. Tiny portions at a time. Okay, that's a good question. When you talk about breed standard, well, I'll tell you a little bit about the history of the corso, right? So that you, at a time. Okay, that's a good question. When you talk about breed standard, well, I'll tell you a little bit about the history of the corso, right? So that you know about the standard. So the corso right now, it started way back in the ancient days. It's a descendant of the war dog in Rome. This breed almost went extinct. A lot of them were discovered in the southern part of Italy, right? So now, back in the days, what they do is that they will check the tenacity of the dog, the seriousness of the dog, before they breed them. What do you mean by that? They will chain these dogs in places, allow people to come over. When they come over, you will see that people want to just know if the dog can attack, right? Rather than the dog being shy and going away. And this breed will definitely attack. So the ones that attack are the ones they bred. So now back to the standard you were talking about. We have FCI who currently are using it for to determine the standard right now. The FCI, they are the ones determining the standard right now, and many other bodies. ICCF is there as well. So in Nigeria now, not just Nigeria, in fact, the world as a whole, breeding Cane Corso is not easy. Every serious breeder will tell you it's not an easy breed to breed. Unlike the German Shepherd, the Rottweiler, the Frenchies, the Dobermans, name them. Those ones are actually very easy to breed. But the Corso is not. So even if you have two very top breeds, male and female, top breeds from top breeders, and you match them, the result can also not be perfect, so to speak. The result can be very shaky. And this is why you see that the Corso has kind of different shapes and looks. And then when you talk to these people, they tell you, boy, it's a pure dog. It's pedigree. I know the ancestry of the dog. I know the father. I know the mother. It's top. But the puppy is different, right? So that's the difference between breeding other breeds and the Cane Corso and getting the standard. So in Nigeria here, we have been trying to uphold the standard. That is where watcher kennels come into play. And apart from that, we also have CCBN, that's Cane Corso Breeders of Nigeria. It's an elite group. It's a group that is after the standard of the breed. It's a group of young men that have come together to see that the standard of the breed is held and things are done together and things are done right in terms of upholding the standard of the breed. So the formation of the Corso, you can see the head, you can see the body, you can see the top line and all that. So there is a ratio to the skull that people need to understand when you are breeding. The firmness of the feet. All these things are what watcher kennels takes into consideration. Watcher kennels, we do not cut lines. We try our best to ensure that we get top bred. Look at this young guy, for example, now. His name is Zero Watcher. He was actually bred in Nigeria by watcher kennels. He was bred in Nigeria. So seeing him, you can tell that this is a top bred dog. And you can see that he's a top bred dog, looking so good. He meets all conformation. The only thing left for this boy to do is to go for a show. And he usually steals the show. He's a powerful breed. You can see that he's a very, very powerful breed. So the
you.